What if the most important relationship of your life wasn't with your soulmate, but with the one person who broke you down only to force you to rebuild yourself? What if the greatest love story you ever lived wasn't your destination, but the toxic, manipulative, and necessary catalyst that taught you who you truly are? In the world of Paradise Kiss, the Prince Charming is a bad romance. And that is the entire point. Part 1. A world in black and white. Before you can appreciate the explosion of color that is Paradise Kiss, you have to understand the soul-crushing gray that came before it. Let's walk through the world its heroine was dying to escape. The story begins with Yukari Hayasaka, a high school student trapped in a monotone world. Her life is a relentless and meaningless dull cycle, dictated entirely by the crushing pressure of Japan's academic system, a world of relentless elite schooling and college entrance exams known as Juku. Governed by the expectations of her education-obsessed mother, Yukari has no passions, no hobbies, and no sense of self. Her life changes forever when she is serendipitously discovered on the street by a group of eccentric fashion students. They are the members of Paradise Kiss, or Parakiss, an independent fashion collective, and they see something in her she cannot, the perfect model for their upcoming show. Conditioned by her rigid worldview, Yukari's initial reaction is one of pure condescension. She dismisses their passionate, all-consuming work as simply goofing around. They lead her to their base of operations, the atelier. This basement studio is the complete antithesis of Yukari's life. Imagine a secret garden hidden in the foundation of a gray, uniform city. It is a fantastic world governed by the singular goal of a student fashion show. But it is also a battleground. The place where the conformist world above clashes directly with the chaotic, colorful world of artistic creation below. Yukari is standing on a fault line, and the tectonic plates of her life are about to shift violently. Part 2. The language of rebellion. In Paradise Kiss, fashion is never just about clothes. It is a language, a declaration of identity, and the primary weapon in a war against conformity. The story's true antagonist is not a person, but a pervasive societal pressure, the homologation of Japanese society that completely rejects any sort of difference. It is a machine that tirelessly tries to sand down every unique edge until all that remains are identical gray bricks. The members of Paradise Kiss use their style to fight back, shouting their individuality through every safety pin and silk bow in a world that demands the quiet conformity of a Muji catalog. This rebellion is worn on their sleeves, literally. Each member's signature style is a carefully constructed statement. Arashi, the punk, with his piercings, safety pins, ripped clothes, and bondage pants, Arashi embodies the goth punk aesthetic. This is not just a look, it's a direct philosophical import. His style channels the rebellious, do-it-yourself, DIY ethos of the 1970s British punk movement, pioneered by designer Vivienne Westwood. The Parakiss collective doesn't just wear the fashion, they live its anti-establishment ideology. Miwako, the dreamer. Dressed in sweet Lolita fashion, Miwako is a vision of voluminous skirts, frills, and bows. Her style is a nostalgic escape, drawing inspiration from ornate Victorian and Rococo clothing. Far from a costume, her look is a genuine expression of her bubbly and cheerful personality, a way of building a softer, more beautiful world around herself. Isabella, the aristocrat. Isabella's elegant Victorian style is the literal expression of her pride in her identity. The narrative reveals that George has been designing gender-affirming clothes for her since they were children, making her fashion an inseparable part of who she is. a declaration of selfhood made manifest in fabric and thread. George, the dandy. The group's enigmatic leader, George Koizumi, crafts his persona with an eccentric style defined by elegant blazers and signature white hats. His look is a modern reinterpretation of 18th century dandy fashion, projecting a regal and whimsical air. He doesn't just design clothes, he curates his entire existence to be a piece of art. These outfits are their armor. They are a visual manifesto, allowing the members of Parakis to claim their identities in a culture that would prefer they had none. But the leader of this rebellion, the brilliant and alluring George, is both their greatest champion and Yukari's greatest danger. Part 3. The Prince Who Wasn't Charming. Forget every fairy tale you've ever been told. The romance in Paradise Kiss is not a prize to be won, but a crucible designed to burn away weakness. The story intentionally presents a relationship that is strategically bad, unhealthy, manipulative, and deeply toxic, because it serves as the harsh but necessary forge for the heroine's independence. The architect of this trial is George Koizumi. He is not a romantic hero. He is a catalyst. He is the one who sees Yukari's potential when no one else does. The artist who turns the black and white landscape into beautiful colors for her. But this validation comes at a steep price. Their relationship is blatantly unhealthy and manipulative. He is a walking contradiction, a man who fetishizes the idea of an independent woman, but whose patronizing and manipulative actions systematically undermine Yukari's attempts to become one. This bad romance serves as a powerful metaphor, a cautionary tale. Yukari's trial by fire with George is not just about a boy. It is a masterclass in surviving the very industry she is about to enter. He is the fashion world in miniature, seductively beautiful and ruthlessly demanding. By learning to navigate his difficult personality, she is unknowingly preparing herself to navigate the gorgeous, abusive, and manipulative professional world that chews up young talent with impossible standards. The critical question then becomes, can Yukari take the beauty, the lessons, and the strength from this toxic world without being consumed by it? Part 4. The Final Catwalk. The climax of Paradise Kiss is not a wedding chapel, but a crossroads in a young woman's career. The story's bittersweet ending provides the ultimate test of Yukari's hard-won independence, subverting every expectation of the romance genre. The story concludes with Yukari and George separating permanently. This is not presented as a tragedy, but as a realistic and mature decision made by two people who are fundamentally unwilling to give up their goals to follow the other person. They recognize that their ambitions, and therefore their lifestyles, are simply incompatible. This final choice provides a brilliant resolution to the story's central theme of art versus commerce. George represents pure art. His designs are beautiful and impractical, more akin to art than marketable clothing. Knowing his avant-garde vision will not succeed commercially in Japan, he leaves for Paris to pursue his uncompromising artistic dream. Yukari represents a balance of art and commerce. She makes the pragmatic decision to stay in Japan and build a consistent, successful career as a model. She finds a way to turn the passion she discovered in the atelier into a stable profession, succeeding on her own terms. The story's true feminist climax arrives when George offers Yukari the classic romantic escape, the chance to come with him to Paris. A lesser story would have ended with her abandoning her new career to follow the man who discovered her. But Yukari's growth is absolute. In a defining act of agency, she declines his offer, choosing to make it on her own. In that moment, the story's beautiful irony is revealed. By finally becoming the strong, independent woman George always claimed he wanted, Yukari makes herself fundamentally incompatible with him. Their separation isn't a romantic failure, it is the triumphant proof of her success. True independence, Paradise Kiss argues, is not about finding your Prince Charming. It's about surviving the bad romance that forges you, and walking away not with a ring, but with a backbone of your own making.